Alright, we're playing more Yume Nikki. I'm in quite deep. I've gotten to an area that I haven't been to in quite a while. We do have one out. We can go to like the desert encampment. Or we could go back to hell and try to get to that other gate. I'm gonna do that. Because we're kind of close to where that other gate is. And I'm feeling more and more suspicious that we might not have just ever gone there before. And it's like, it feels plausible to me that because the stairs are near there, that I would have just taken the stairs before. Like whenever I had the opportunity to go for the gate. So it definitely feels weird to... Yeah, before you know, I was talking about trying to get the soul reads on Kikiyama, try to figure out where he would put stuff, or where they would put stuff based on their aesthetic sensibilities. But to try to get the same type of read on your past self, to try to figure out whether or not you'd gone somewhere before, based on what sort of things would tempt you and distract you. Now that is, that's something. I don't know if I can, oh, hello. I don't know if I can qualify that statement at all. It's just, it's something. It's one of the feelings of playing this game, which I love so dearly. So there's one of the warps. Where is that dang gate? We like saw it briefly. But now I am totally disoriented. The other thing that's slightly possible is that that gate is actually inaccessible. Like we just saw up there, there was that little cross that you can't actually get to. So it's like, there could be other interesting looking things that are not actually connected to the map. That if you see it... Oh, this guy's really roaming. I think all of these just move randomly. Okay, see what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna warp. I'm gonna warp back, and now we're here. Because I think this is closer to where we want to go. Because I think I was like going this way, and then I saw the gate. Maybe. Hello. This is the one I associate with, like, this is like the teenager one. And then the other one is like the mom one. Oh, is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? No, that's the vending machine. Dang. So yeah, the warp points I think wander randomly. So they could actually get like very deep within the maze. And the bird girls are just chasing you. But you have to kind of be lined up with them in a direction they can actually move. So they're not very competent. But there's like an outside chance that they can become really, really terrifying and can even like Pac-Man ghost you, you know? Like you can be left in a no escape situation, which is quite spooky. That's the one I think of as like the mom one. I think all three of them are somewhere around here. What are you up to? You can't get here from there. Ha 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 ha. Nice try. We can do some cat experiments. Well, it's kind of tough to do cat experiments because she's always like swarming our location. Oops. What if we go like over here? Oh. Maybe she's not actually that interested. Oh, okay, there we go. It's just that they try to move... Like, yeah, you can see what's going on. They're trying to move in like straight lines. So if the straight line is cut off, then instead of like kind of sliding along the way I first expected, she just gets stuck. Where is this thing? Where is this thing? Yeah, my mental map of this is like non-existent. This is like one of the most pure like challenge type areas of this game, you know? It's just a straight up maze. Like This is an actual skill that is challenged by other games. And I'm utterly failing. Oh, excuse me. But we must be able to get there eventually. Hey, look at that. Okay, alright, alright. So I know we've been here before. I'm pretty sure this is where you get the frog. But there might be more going on. Yeah, oh, this area is so cool. The eyes that watch you. Oh, you know what? I feel like this does actually lead to a couple other places too. Yeah, we'll check this out. I'm feeling kind of optimistic. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I know this isn't going to take us anywhere, but I still kind of feel like doing it just because we haven't done it in a while. And I just love this guy so much. Who wouldn't want to hang out with this guy? He reminds me of the guy down in the sewers. Oh, it's so great. So, I think I got no, I guess I got okay there. I didn't know how long I had to wait. Oh, this area is so cool. Oh, what's up with you? What's up with all of you? These guys would be maybe ghost water type. Or actually, though, I keep referring to them with like conventional Pokemon types. But a big appeal of this game to me would be that there would be all sorts of nonsensical types, and that you would never really have a good sense of what was effective on what, or like what anything meant. I said that it would have a Kafka-esque typing system, and that phrase really appeals to me. This guy gave you the witch, right? Yeah. Alright, well that was a bust, but it was nice to re-experience this area again. Hello, drowning man. Hope you got the help you deserve. These things are so freaky. What's that lotus root phobia called? Where you're like afraid of asymmetrically sized holes kind of saturating a surface? I feel like I talked about the exact same thing when we were here before. Oh, that's not good. Does that mean I could just play this game forever? Just looping around to the same environments, making the same observations, praising the same things, freaking out about the same things. Like I was excited to play this game again because it had been so long since I fully played it. Oh, I didn't wait long enough. But maybe it's like I don't need to wait at all. I'll just continually find novelty in it. So yeah, this is part like what, 17, 18 out of infinite, out of tens of thousands, maybe. Alright, so we'll go back to hell, I guess. And then, of all the like warp out areas, I'm trying to think of which one is the most interesting. Is the one that takes you to Pyramid World, where we came in. Is the one that takes you to Neon Pyramid World, which is where we came in last time. And then there's one more that takes you to somewhere. Can I? No, there's no way there's something down there. I would like to get back to that guy. Like, get back to that area. And that was like the subway in the dark puddly world. And when we checked again, it wasn't there, right? Or I couldn't find it. So I could go look for that again. Jeez, I don't know. I'm really feeling like I'm running out of ideas. And yet I also feel quite certain that it's just some stupid thing I've just never done, like some really basic area that I just didn't explore as well as I thought I had. So it's like really weird because kind of the more despair I feel around, oh geez, I've like run out of things to look for, like I've run out of leads or whatever, the more I'm therefore convinced that it must be something just really stupid and obvious. And then I kind of feel optimistic again. So there's a nice kind of self-correcting mechanism with this game, I guess, where the fact that you can't really trust yourself makes you never too willing to really feel like you've given up. In that sense, it's sort of like an absurdist revelation that we shouldn't just be so fervently nihilistic. We shouldn't feel like we've given up. What arrogance is it to think that we understand? The only quality that we can truly be sure of is the incomprehensibility and absurdity of life. So that is the true feeling that we must defer ourselves to. Just kind of a exhausted chuckle, like, what is up with Yume Nikki? What is up with the world in general? All right, there's a big pear. There is big stair. And third warp object is big where. There's that. Let's just go through it again. Yeah, I thought maybe it would take us to somewhere else, you know? Just because it's that kind of game. You can never, like I said, you can never trust yourself. Oh boy. Up this way. Up this way. Just keep going up. Is that a thing? Like, this does loop vertically and horizontally, so it's not like I'm that optimistic that just going in one direction for a while is going to be fruitful, but it's more like I gotta just keep shifting the mentality I have when choosing directions, because then ideally we'll end up going to places we haven't been before. I've always really, really liked the trope, and it's in Rashomon, but I don't know if that's where it comes from, where the wandering Ronin, like the masterless samurai, throws a stick up in the air, or in some variants I've seen uses their sword, and the direction that the stick... Oh, there we go. Is that the one I want? Well, that's O1. I think this might take us to Pyramid World. Yeah, it takes us here. Nah, we can try to find yet another one. Anyways, yeah, they just sort of use this as a way to randomize their direction, or to leave it up to some sort of fate. I've done that before on walks with my cousin. I think it's really quite fun. Like if you're just kind of wandering around a neighborhood, just for the sake of walking somewhere, it's a good way to make your choices. So I wonder if I could do something like that in this game. It kind of seems like too much high effort. it's yet again where I wish I had the ability to just pseudo-randomly generate a number. Like some sort of like mental twister that can take some sort of environmental factor. Oh boy. Geez, I was looking around for something in my environment that was like pseudo-random. Okay, so in OBS, it shows me what percentage of the CPU I'm using. It's not that great because it's pretty static, but it'll jump up and down by a few like 0.1 percentage points. So maybe it's like when I get to an intersection, I'll glance at it, and if it's even, I'll go one way, and if it's odd, I'll go the other way. Something like that? I don't know. I've thought before that in Melee, or in any fighting game, a big thing, of course, is not doing things that your opponent predicts, not having patterns that they can start getting kind of ahead of, and come up with things that will just beat it without even having to react. So, to me, it seems like there would be a big benefit in just being able to choose an option truly, well, not truly, but randomly, like in a way that doesn't actually reflect your own thinking, but just takes some environmental variable that the opponent has no knowledge of and uses that to make a decision. So I've thought about things like, oh, hello, that must be, unless it's like really, no, actually this is just, yeah. Dang, where is the third one? There is a third one, right? Oh man, maybe there isn't even a third one. Ah, jeez. Oh man. Okay, so yeah, so I've thought about things like if I look at the seconds column of the timer, and if it's like 1, I'll tick to the right. If it's 0, I'll tick to the left, so on and so on. Or like if it's even, sorry, I'll tick to the right. If it's odd, I'll tick to the left, and then have some other way of doing tech in place. I don't know. I never came up with a good system, is my point. Nor have I been able to convince any of my Melee friends that this is actually like something worth doing. And to be clear, I don't think it's... Is this a different one? No, no. It just looked like it was kind of different for some reason. I didn't remember what the area around it looked like. Okay, so... are these different stairs? No way. No, it's the same stairs. Yeah. Yeah, the ability to do things pseudo-randomly. So what I was trying to figure out, there's like one that's, you know, thinking about an external factor. You look for something in the environment and use that to kind of seed your twister to get something that is unpredictable. Or it's just such a sufficiently obscured or rapidly advancing external number that the opponent or whoever you're trying to get one over has no access to it. But what would be even better, of course, is just to be able to do it in your head. So if you ask people to just give you random numbers, they're terrible at it. People like have a very, unless you like specifically learn about random distributions and stuff, you will by default intuitively do things that do not have at all like the actual distribution that they would have if you were generating them randomly. But when you get good at that, like when you learn about statistics and randomness and stuff, it's like you then deliberately choose numbers, and in a sense you're actually behaving like less randomly, like you're more like intelligently random, but it means that you are making more of like a conscious decision when you're choosing the numbers. So I think that has no real hope for the sort of application I'm talking about, because what you're really looking for is not to allow yourself to bias your decision making at all. And if I was trying to just generate a random number, which I know corresponds to like one of my approaches or one of my defensive options or whatever, I know that I would and so would anyone else, be biased by my thinking about what that will lead to, and then I would essentially just be back to where I was before I started this whole insane internal RNG program. So that's not good. But is there a better way? Damn it, this is the same one, isn't it? Okay, maybe there's only two. I can't even think of what the third one looks like, and I can't really remember where it takes us. So maybe there's only two. And we'll just go back this way. And then, I don't know. I don't know what we'll do after that. Probably continue talking about random numbers. So is there a way to more reliably just make random numbers in your head? I kind of doubt it. I really... Whoops. That was a funny timing thing, because I hit that like as soon as I touched the pyramid. And I thought something really crazy had happened. I kind of don't think there is. Because, like, the brain is always working causally. There's no way to make, like, a total imaginative leap. Ah, let's get out of here. Alright, I guess this episode's almost over. I'm gonna try one more episode tonight, and then I'll give up for now. I feel like I'm close to something. I don't know what. And we'll talk more about any potential sources of randomness totally within the head. But I'm skeptical. Anyways.